this next one's a little bit different. It isn't actually a hack that you would do. It's more of a preparation. So again, for anyone working outside or anyone working where you have to wear boots, is a boot dryer. Here's a hack. It's a boot dryer. Now, when I first came out long ago when the dinosaurs were on the earth, I saw people buying boot dryers. I was like, boot dryer? That wasn't my problem with the boot dryer. It was just that Walmart was selling them for like $300 million. I mean, it was like a boot dryer. They were wanting like $50, $60 for this 2 little stick looking things that dry your boots. I'm like, my boots are dry themselves. Well, there was one fool in that store, and that was me that day, because the next day, after working all day, your boots were wet. Doesn't matter how much you tried, anti-wet socks. And then, of course, you put your boots down, you go to sleep, you wake up, and the wetness doesn't actually go away. So you go back to work the next day, and the wetness from the previous day is still a little bit there, a little moisture. And then, of course, when moisture exists and it's cold, what happens? Of course, it freezes faster. So I finally just coughed up, hey, I bought the boot dryer. Oh, it was night and day difference. You put the boots on the dryer. By the time you wake up, it is so dry, you can start a fire in that boot. I mean, it's so good. It feels brand spanking new. And when it's miserable outside, trust me, you do not want anything close to moisture in your boots. So another hack, you got to invest in a boot dryer. So, we didn't have it on camera, but you've never heard of a boot dryer? Ever? Like ever?
Sure haven't.
First thoughts. Boot dryer, stupid, makes sense. Throw it at us.
It makes sense, if you're out in a pretty common place where it's always getting wet, water related, sweaty related,
snowing, right?
Snowy related.
Yep.
So I don't know. I've never thought about that. So.
All right. Well, if you heard of it, hey, love a comment if it works. But here's a guy. I had never heard of it either. I thought it was the dumbest thing ever. It's an easy way for someone to make money, but boot dryer, folks. So go when I use this for myself. Save my life. Here's a story. So I'm out running the chemicals, right? That go for the job. Meaning I have to. There's all that chemicals that keep the job going, keep all the things that the proppant from freezing. And in order for me to do that job, I had to be outside. Oh, it was so hard. It was cold. Couldn't go in because, long story shorter, I somehow had this idea. I saw the exhaust of one of the pieces of equipment we were using, and I put my hands, of course with gloves, over the exhaust. Saved my life! So, hack is find any combustible machine that's out there, wherever you are, put your hand on the exhaust, which is usually hot. You don't do it, of course, without gloves, but just leave it on there and it'll heat up your gloves automatically. And of course, heat up your hands. Just kind of alternate as necessary. But you'll be surprised if you see people kind of hang around the exhaust area, you'll now know why. Hands on the exhaust when you need a quick heat burst. Hand on the exhaust. Used it, never used it, works, crazy, burns you up, what?
I've never used it. But I have found, what I have used is like any kind of motor you have around. Being back up there. Yep. Deck motor around. It just depends what you're close by. I use that to warm up. But anything that's hot, right? Copy that. To warm you up a little bit. It may be a little quick, but when you're out there in the cold, anything helps. Anything helps. Yep. It works. One's a little interesting. Now, if you are of the tan complexion, if you are a token of your company, whether it be any token there is, you have a little skin that's a little bit darker. Now, when it gets cold, here's what you're gonna find. I know this is probably controversial, but I found this works. Lotion. That is a hack. I know. Lotion. What? Put lotion on before you go out, because you'll find cracked skin, which what happens when you're darker skin. I mean, even Spanish or any skin that's less than white. I've even had some folks that are friends that were white. They put lotion on, it helps as well. But a hack, lotion, because it's not cracked. I mean, think about it, right? When the ground is hard to the bone, it's hard to dig, right? But when things are soft, it's easier for it to breathe and go through. Lotion. I know, crazy, but just try it and let me know. Lotion. Make sure you lotion yourself up.
so that your skin isn't cracked. Your face, lips, of course, use lip balm. Those small things you find people over time when it gets cold, they're biting their lips off because, not lips off, but the little small pieces that come out their lips. And then, of course, you get blisters. You got to keep yourself lubricated. Whatever you feel that means, do it. It'll make
All right, cray, or it works. I mean, some people have more experience with lubrication than others. Yeah. Right. But what do you think about that one?
Well, on a daily, I always lube the lotion up myself.
Gotcha.
You know.
So you're one of those that have experience with lubrication.
You know. Well, one thing I guess that does in the cold is chap lips. That's for sure.
Sucks in the cold?
I don't know. It's just, I guess, I don't know. Like for me, I always got to be in the cold licking my lips.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I guess like little saliva moisturizer, I guess.
Right.
But chapstick, that's something I do.
You put it on before you start working, right?
I don't always do it. It's just when I start getting to that point.
Sure.
But
it sucks when you are to that point.
oh
and you
yeah,
do nothing.
over here with your
Yeah.
chapped lips.
Right. Chaps lips, guys. Lotion, and make sure you get.
Last but not least, I'm gonna have us comment on this one. Is something that is more of a personal nature, and it's kind of self-explanatory, but I'll let you be the judge. The last one, in my opinion, is layer up. Now, what does that mean? People are different. Some people have more insulation, like my friend here. He has a little more insulation than I do.
Love.
He has more love, right? He may not need as much insulation, more layer, but the hack is you layer up to whatever specification you need. That may mean 3 layers, might mean 5 layers, a shirt, another shirt, and another third shirt, Under Armour, and then so forth and so on. You do however much you need, but here's the key of the hack. I'm gonna suggest, and the reason I'm having him comment, because this may be different thoughts. You layer up according to where you're gonna be the most in the day. If you're gonna be outside most of the day, you layer up based on that. Because when you're driving to location, yeah, you might be a little bit hot, but are you gonna be in the car for 12 hours of the day, or are you gonna be outside for most of the day? You see what I'm saying? So there is no way around where you can be comfortable the whole time. When I did it, I was layered up. I probably put 5-6 layers on. I was kind of uncomfortable in the ride there. When I got the location, boy, I was so glad I did. So, what's your thoughts? Layer up based on where you're gonna be, yay or nay?
Yeah, it's always better to be safe, have extra backup, than be like, damn, I should have. Because it's happened to me. I'm like, oh, okay. The weather's gonna be this. It's gonna be nice, but that weather changes real quick. So it's better to have backup, be safe, than be like, I
sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, and you can always take stuff off, right?
Yeah. Like
I mean, how hard is it to take off a coat?
Yeah.
But to put stuff on that you didn't bring, or better yet, to even put stuff on while you're working, no one's gonna give you. No one got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Come prepared, right? Just layer up. You'll be a little bit uncomfortable. You'll be hot sometimes, but if you need it, you need it. So that's all we got for you today. Thanks for comments. If you know of any others, throw them down in the comment section. It's all about personal experience. So Magnificent and my man Macario signing out. Send all his fan mail to a second office in Hollywood, by the way. So peace out.